Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Grand Olympic Auditorium here in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, where tonight it's Top Rank Boxing on ESPN, brought to you in association with the undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser. Proud to be your Bud. Let's get things started, ladies and gentlemen, with this first bout. All the bouts are sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. First contest scheduled for 10 rounds in the lightweight division. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Chuck Hassett. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks and weighing in at 137 3/4 pounds. He's from Houston, Texas, and brings a professional record of 14-3 with 2 draws, 6 KOs to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, Louis Quick Hands Ramirez. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold trunks with red trim, weighing in at 136 1/2 pounds. He's from Pomona, California, undefeated with a record of 14-0, 13 KOs. He's a member of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Pomona, Sugar Shane Mosley.
For tonight's first bout in the state of California, no 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop the fight. 10-point must scoring system. 3 judges will score the fight, and the fighter can only be saved on the bell in the final round. And after the second round, they'll go to the scorecards in an accidental butt situation. There you get a look at Shane Mosley and Louis Ramirez. We begin round number 1, scheduled for 10. These are lightweights. So far in his career, Mosley with 2 first-round knockouts. Ramirez has never recorded a knockout in the first round. Only 6 knockouts for Ramirez in his 14 professional wins. And you take a look at the ratio, and Mosley at 93%. His only decision came in March of this year in Pomona, California, a 10-round decision over Oscar Lopez. The only 2 rounds that Mosley's ever lost in any of his fights.
He has been very dominant in winning early, and of course everyone wants to see him step up in competition. To a great extent that may happen here tonight against Louis Ramirez. He feels that in the last 4 fights he's really put it together in terms of conditioning and overall, and he has had wins in 3 of those 4.
Now Ramirez is able to lean away from a right hand there.
He wants to box Mosley. I mean, he feels that's his best stock and trade. Be a boxer, puncher against him.
Ramirez, a natural southpaw. He said he saw Virgil Hill fight here on ESPN and many times before, and he decided to switch to the conventional style, but he says sometimes he'll go back.
As far as Virgil Hill did. Hill very seldom switches back to lefty, but we expect Ramirez to from time to time during this bout. He told us, he said, it bothers a lot of fighters, which it does. That may be the understatement of the year.
Ramirez last stepped in the ring on August the 5th of this year in Houston. 7th round knockout over Sam Miller. He was back in the gym 4 days later, and that's why he was able to take this fight on such short notice.
What's there so far for Ramirez is when he throws a combination, Mosley kind of stops, and then the left hook is always available on the end of it as the last punch of the combo. Now here's where Ramirez doesn't want to be, against the ropes or in the corner. That's where Mosley's power can really affect him.
Mosley with just the 1 jab there. Follows it up with a hook. That feeling out process in that first round.
Shane Mosley has an excellent left hook to the body. We've seen it already in this first round, and it's a punishing blow.
Up to the final seconds of this first round, Shane Mosley against Louis Ramirez from Los Angeles, California.
Well, as you look from above, you see that left hook I talked about by Shane Mosley to the body. He gets good leverage on the punch and throws it as part of combinations.
Round number 2 underway. Mosley in the gold, Ramirez in the blue. We mentioned Mosley, a knockout specialist, 13 knockouts in his 14-0 record. He has 4 second-round knockouts in his career. Ramirez has 2.
Hands are free, working.
You see Mosley much busier and much more active.
But you know, it's seldom that I look at punch numbers and I'm astonished. I am actually astonished that there's such a huge difference in that last round. I would have thought Ramirez did a little bit better, and yet not so.
It's odd to see single digits in the punches landed.
It is, especially since some of those combinations looked okay, but what would happen is the first 2 or 3 would be blocked, and those wouldn't count, and then the last one would land. Boy.
Right hand, and then a little south of the border for Ramirez.
And Ramirez just stopped there, not a thing you want to do. Especially against a puncher like Mosley. I think the power of Shane Mosley is having an impact already here on Luis Ramirez. You can tell Ramirez is a skilled boxer.
But is he finding the smart fight at this point? Because he seems to be standing right in front of Mosley.
That's exactly what he shouldn't be doing. And in the first round, he was moving a lot better. His mission is to throw a combination and then get out of there. The ropes are very bad for him.
Oh, the combinations. A couple of them landed in there, but Ramirez just trying to duck away, and that's going to get dangerous.
And that hook, I think, just is starting to hurt Ramirez. The jab of Mosley's just spectacular right now.
Well, I guess he does what all good fighters do. He snaps his jab as opposed to flicks it.
And he steps in with the punch as well. Well, Shane Mosley is a guy who the people here on the West Coast have been talking about as a real bona fide contender in the near future, and we're seeing evidence of that here.
That was a right hand, partially blocked by Ramirez, but it hurt him. There's another right hand.
The punches of Shane Mosley are short, compact, and he gets the most out of them. And good defense by Shane Mosley on the inside. Ramirez is a pretty quick-handed puncher.
But they're starting to slow down because he is starting to get punished a bit here by Shane Mosley. But coming to the end of round number 2, scheduled for 10. These are lightweight Shane Mosley and Louis Ramirez.
The ropes, Mosley goes to work on him, especially with those left hooks to the body, and there with some quick combinations. Not everything landed, but it shows you what a bad posture it is for Ramirez when he's against the ropes.
And we start this 3rd round with Shane Mosley in the gold trunks, completely in charge. Scheduled for 10 in the lightweight division. And in between rounds, referee Chuck Hassett warned Ramirez. He said, listen, if you get hit low, keep your hands up and don't stop until I say stop.
Right. Which is pretty good advice. Boy, look at the edge for Mosley. Landing 51%. Of course, anything, you've been watching our show over the years, you know that with Punch Profile, anything 50% or over is spectacular.
Remember, Ramirez landed only 5 punches in the first round. And you can see the strength of Mosley now just starting to wear on Ramirez.
The Mosley jab has been a real effective weapon so far for him. In the first round, Ramirez was giving him a little more lateral movement, but since that time, he has been more of a stationary target. Now, there was Ramirez getting in with the left hook. That's not a huge punch for him, but it landed. That's something that Shane Mosley will look at when he looks at the tape. That's one punch he's been susceptible to during the course of this fight.
Mosley has been effective with that right hand over the top as well.
He is throwing some body shots.
Wow.
Shane Mosley, unlike some young fighters who ignore the body work, is going for it.
Well, we saw that 2 weeks ago with Tracy Patterson.